Hey folks, welcome back to another video of the Flutter Development course brought to you by Newton School. My name is Harsh and I am currently working as a Flutter developer at Alihoop, and I have worked as an intern at Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. I have also worked as a Flutter developer intern at a firm named AppScript, and I am also an educator and instructor on Udemy and Endurix, where my Flutter development courses have more than 40,000 plus enrollments already, so you can check them out as well. Talking about what Newton School is, so basically Newton School is a platform that helps you to learn and develop the skills that you need for your best tech career. They have courses specifically designed for freshers, working professionals, and for women with no prior experience in tech. Newton School first trains you for 6 months and helps you become a full stack developer. They are also having a network of 300 plus great companies who hire directly from Newton School. So they also ensure that once your training is complete, you are placed with one of the best companies in the country. And they are also having a pay after placement program where you don't have to pay anything to Newton School until and unless you are placed with a minimum CTC of 5 lakh rupees per annum. And yeah, that is a pretty amazing thing. They are also having another amazing initiative known as Launchpad, where they are providing you with some of the courses for free of cost. You can complete those courses and get a certificate of completion along with the knowledge which is provided in them. And yeah, make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad through the link given in the description, as they are doing amazing work. Now talking about the topic which will be covered in this video. So in this video I'll be showing you the implementation of the real-time database. So we'll be working on creating an application where we'll be having names, or you can add you can call that application as a similar one to the to-do app. But yeah, that won't be a to-do app. We'll be having a field through which you can add the data, and that data would be updated dynamically inside your Firebase dashboard, inside the Firebase real-time database which you will be creating. But before implementing these things, we need to create a particular database as well. So let me switch to the screen where we are having the Firebase dashboard, and here inside the real-time database you can see that we need to create a database. You are provided with the 3 options to choose from the location. I'll be choosing the default one, clicking on next, and you can now add the security rules, which are basically for triggering or specifying the particular permissions for reading or writing your database, or if the user who is authenticated could only make a database request. So for now it's by default in the logged mode. I'll be switching it to the test mode, which will be enabling the read and write functionality for a duration of 30 days from today. So I'll be clicking on enable now, and it will be enabling a dashboard for us. So it can take some time, as it's taking some time for me to set up the database. And there it goes. We are provided with this particular URL for our database, and this is the database which is available. As I am creating it in the demo project, so it is showing me over here, but while I'll be implementing it inside the real project, so I'll be implementing it in another project, that is the email sign in or demo. So I'll be showing you the implementation for that. So yeah, let me switch my screen and let me open the editor, and then we can start working on this particular database thing and its implementation inside our Flutter application as well. So herein you can see that I have switched my screen and I've opened the app which we were working on in the previous video. So in the previous video I have already shown you the implementation of anonymous sign-in, and in this video we are going to start with the database thing, like the Firebase real-time database. So I'll be showing you the implementation of that from scratch. So let's start working on it. And for the implementation of Firebase database, that is the real-time database, I need to go on Google, type Firebase_database, go under the installing section and copy the code for adding the package inside our pubspec.yaml file, and hitting Ctrl S so that the package is fetched inside the project as well. And until the particular this is fetching, or until this package is being fetched, let's just implement the screen. So for implementing the database thing, what I'll be doing is I'll be creating a new file with the name of realtime_database implementation. So inside this lib directory only, realtime_database implementation dot. And now I need to import material.dart over here. And let's wait for, yeah, it has shown me the suggestion as well. Now after it has shown me the suggestion, I can start implementing the class. So I'll be creating a stateful class over here, that is the stateful widget, and name of it would be realtimedb, and I'll be adding it inside the home screen as well. So replacing this with real-time DB and changing the sign in with real-time DB as well. So there it goes. Now going back to the real-time DB screen, that is the real-time database screen, and herein I need to first initialize the Firebase database instance. So I'll be creating a variable for that and naming it as FB. So Firebase database, and it is not showing me a suggestion for this. I guess I need to run the flutter pubget command again. So I need a controller for the text field which I'll be having. So I'll be naming it as my controller, and it will be equal to text editing controller. Next I need to add a similar one, so I'll be naming it as my editing controller 2, and now I guess it should provide me with an option to quick fix and import it. Yep, and I need to create two fields as well. So one would be ID with the name of ID, and the second one would be having name as name. So yeah, that's fine for now, the variables, and let's start creating the build widget. So at first we'll be having a reference to it, which will be equal to fb.reference, and we'll be using this reference for referencing our database and for adding and removing the things inside our database. And for the body or the return statement for this particular build, I'll be having a scaffold being written, and this scaffold will be having a body as a container, and inside this container we'll be having a child with the type of column, and this column will be having multiple children's. And for the children, the first thing which we need to pass is a row, or like yeah, I can pass a row inside it, and this row will be having a main axis alignment, which will be set to main axis alignment dot space between, and after that we'll be having some children inside this row. So children it needs to be, and for the children it will be having a text at first, which will be equal to ID. Next having a sized box, of width 20, and after that having an expanded, wherein we'll be having a child as a text field. So this text field will be having a controller as well, for which I can pass my controller. That's the one which we created at first, saving it so that the formatting could take place. Now I can copy this row again and paste it one more time, because we need two text fields which will be used for entering the data inside our database. That's the real-time database, and this time this controller would be my controller too, as because if we are having the single controller, then it will be toggling the things for this one as well. Now after this row I need to add an elevated button, and through this elevated button only we'll be like setting the data towards the database or inside this database. At first it will be having on press, and another thing it will be taking is a child, which will be having a text saying submit. And for the on press we need to add the implementation. So now for the on pressed, I'll be having a call towards the reference. So that's the Firebase database reference. So reference dot child, and for the child we'll be passing the path. For the path I'll be using the data which we'll be getting from my controller. So my controller dot text, and for this particular key or for this particular child we'll be setting the data which will be from my controller 2 dot text. and we'll be then having the data as stream. And after that we need to just empty the controllers or empty the text fields whichever we are using. So I'll be emptying them as well. So at first my controller dot clear, and similarly copying it and pasting it, my controller 2 dot clear as well. So now this was for entering the data inside the database. Now we need to display the data as well. So for that I'll be creating a flexible after this elevated button. The reason why I'm using this flexible is because the length of this data would be changing as soon as we are entering a new item inside the database. So that's why I need to add a flexible, and it will be having a child as a Firebase animated list. And this Firebase animated list takes multiple items. One is an item builder. The next thing it takes is a shrink wrap, for which I am setting it as true. I'll be adding the item builder in a while. And another thing which it takes is a query, which will be equal to ref. So now adding the item builder as well, but before that let me import it. For the item builder it takes 4 items. One is the context, next is the snapshot for the data snapshot, next thing is the animation so that the data could be added in an animated format, and the last thing would be an index. And after that we can return a list style from here, and this list style will be having a trailing which takes an icon button, or it takes a widget, but for me I am adding an icon button. The icon would be icons dot delete. So icons dot delete, and it takes on pressed as well. So for on pressed it would be ref dot child, and for this ref dot child the child I can pass the snapshot dot key. So for now you won't be understanding why I am adding each of these things and what is the snapshot, and why we are adding a delete option. But once the app is up and running, I'll be explaining you the complete implementation of each of these. So just a sec, I'll complete this and I'll be explaining you or walking you through this. And I need to add a null checker here as well, and after that I'll be running a remove method on this so that this particular item is removed as soon as the user is clicking on that delete icon. And now the errors have gone away, adding some commas so that the formatting could take place as well. Now we have a trailing inside this list view. I can inside this list style I can add a title as well, which will be displaying the particular name or the particular data which we are having inside that. So after this trailing I can add a title which will be equal to text, and it will be displaying the snapshot dot value. I can add some styles to it, but I'll see if it's not looking good, then only I'll be adding some styles, else it should be similar only, the default one. And at last I can add a dispose to dispose of the controller. So disposing the controllers as well for the text fields. And second one also will be disposed. So yeah, this has completed the implementation of the text field through which we'll be adding the data. Now let me just create another thing which will be for updating the data, or to show you the implementation of how we can update the data as well. So after this elevated button which we are having, I'll be creating another elevated button. Copy, paste, and herein we'll be just updating the data, so we don't need ref.child. And directly update would be used here, and this update takes a JSON format of data. So adding that, for the third key or the third key value pair which we are having, I want to set the data as hell. So this would be updating the data over there, and it would be clearing the controller, although we don't need this, and changing this submit to update, hitting Ctrl S. and now I'll be going inside the main.dart file and will be running the app. And after the app is started, I'll be resuming the video again so that I can show you the implementation of how the database is looking and how we have implemented the things over there. One more thing, like if you are already running the app, then make sure to stop the app once and restart the app, because like when the app is already running, then there are chances that the database may not be created. So make sure to stop the app once. It is just for safety. You can try the things by yourself only. But yeah, like I'll resume the video once the app is up and running. So you can see over here that the app has started running, and the installing is still in the progress and white screen is being displayed. Let's wait for a while. So now you can see over here that we are displayed with a real-time DB option as well. So I'll be clicking on the real-time DB option, and here you can see that we are provided with two options. I have changed the this particular ID variable which was displaying. I have changed it to name from the particular file. So you can see over here the change has been made inside the second row, and I have replaced this text ID as text name. And you can see that we are provided with an ID, a submit, update, and two fields for adding the data. So for the first field inside the ID, I'll be typing 1, and for the name I'll be typing hello. I'll be clicking on submit, and you can see that the data has been added to the database and it is being displayed with the animated list here with the flexible, and for both the fields have been empty for now as soon as the submit button was clicked. Now I'll be adding another data with the ID as 2 and the name as how. Clicking on submit, you can see it is also being added over here. Adding another data 3 with the name of R. It is also added, and let's add one more, that's 4, and name would be U. Submit. So you can see that the data is added over here. Now let me open the console as well, and I'll show you how the data is looking inside the console. So I need to switch my account as well. Just a sec, I'll do that quickly. And sharing the screen. So now you can see that you are displayed with the dashboard, and as I already said you during the implementation of the project, so I showed you that we will be using the implementation in the email sign-in auth demo, and from here in I'll be going into the real-time database tab. So it's taking some time to take me over there. And it is still loading. Let's wait. And you can see over here that we are displayed with the options, and here will be the data which will be displayed that we have entered from the app. So you remember that we have added 4 IDs with the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have added appropriate names that will be saying hello, how are you. So you can see over here that this is the data which is being displayed. And now let me just add the app as well over here. So where does the app go? So I'll drag it up here. So you can see that the app is also appearing. Now I'll be adding another field with the ID of 5. So 5, and the name would be a question mark, and I'll be clicking on the submit. So make sure to see how this particular database is updating and how the data in this particular app is updating. So clicking on submit, you can see that a green data was created with the ID of 5 and the name of question mark, and it has also been updated inside this app. Now we will be clicking on this update button. So you might be remembering for adding the update data, we have added a particular ID as 3, and the data for the ID would be set to hell. So I'll be clicking on the update button, and make sure to notice the change which will be occurring in the dashboard. So when I click on the update button, it has replaced the ID of 3 with the data as hell. So you can see that it has updated that particular thing, and this is how you can implement the particular Firebase real-time database inside your Flutter application. I have shown you how you can add the database, how you can get the database and display it inside your Flutter application, how you can update the database, and to delete the things you just have to click on this delete button. So I'll be deleting this 5 from here. It has been deleted. I'll be deleting this 4 as well. I can delete the 2 as well. So you can see that for deletion, red thing will be appearing and it would be removed from the database itself. So this is how you can perform the CRUD operations inside your real-time database that's available in Firebase, and you can integrate that inside your Flutter application with the help of Firebase_database package, which is available. And in this video I have shown you the complete implementation of the same as well from scratch. So yeah, this was pretty much it for this video. If you got to learn something new from this video, then make sure to drop a like. Comment down below your thoughts and what you would love to see in the upcoming videos. Share this video with the people in your community who want to learn Flutter, and subscribe to the channel to get all the latest updates related to a new video being posted every alternate day. So make sure to subscribe to the channel as well. And this was pretty much it for this video. Make sure to check out Newton School and Launchpad as well. They are doing amazing work. And yeah, I'll be seeing you in the next video. Thank you for watching.